We are live. This is the market update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Stocks down, crypto not down, some cryptos up. Long Web 3, short Web 2, forever. Don't go anywhere because I have the details, the stock charts, the altcoin charts, because guess what? Now is the time to go shopping for alt season. That's right, alt season. I'm not out of my mind. Take advantage of these declines in the stock market. I'm going to explain why. If you need a roadmap in crypto, subscribe to this channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. And if the content works for you, please hit the like button. This show is brought to you by the members in my Patreon. They bring you this free content. Patreon.com/unhinged crypto. I have the historical data machine from the Goldman days up and running in the Patreon store and in Patreon itself. So I got all price points covered. Just released new altcoin picks, shopping for alt season. We'll go through that. Check out Patreon. If you're in the free group, please get yourself over to the premium group. For $15, the bull market is on and the stock market is giving you a chance to get in. You won't get many chances. Seriously. Okay, let's take a moment to welcome who is on the stream. Israel here first. Super Matt from the UK. Let's go. Miklo, welcome. Mike in. Richard Barry in the house. Aiken with the notorious love. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Forget about it. Spinachi7 digging his prominent meme celebrity meme coin. Noah is here. What's happening? T451, Patriot Caveman. Patriot Caveman wants his rate cuts. You know who's pricing in rate cuts? The foreign exchange market. Oh my God, don't go anywhere. Steve Mesa, hit the like button. Hit it. Solana, Bitcoin, ETH charts blasting off. Joe Mike. Richard Barry is buying every dip, and so should you. Not investment advice. Jesper, Trisha here from Twitter. Welcome, Trisha. Jesper, Ashton, Bull Runner in the house. Carol, Big Rich, Big GPU breakout. Big Rich took advantage of the chat function in Patreon to say, hey, Bill, good morning. What's up with my crypto? You can too. You can too. All right, let's get busy here. I am going to put this up on the screen so you remember to like and subscribe. And then I am going straight to live TA on stocks. That's right, stocks. Okay, first, MicroStrategy down 7% as of the recording of this show on July 17th, midday. Now, are we upset about that? No. Why? Because LuxAlgo, as is the case throughout all of crypto, as the markets rise, LuxAlgo is sliding in a support floor. So MicroStrategy goes up, comes back down, and retests the support point, drawn very clearly as this giant yellow bar. IBIT, the Bitcoin ETF from our frenemies at BlackRock. LuxAlgo buy signal here. Boom. Takes out resistance, comes back down, sits on top of it. Folks, 2 words for you. Asset allocation. Asset allocation. Out of tech into crypto. Out of tech into everything else. You know why? Because the tech was the only thing going up for years. And everything has just changed. Everything has just changed. Now, looking at equities, okay, LuxAlgo is doing the opposite of what it's doing in crypto with equities. So, right, Meta, break, pink, resistance. So most likely this gap is probably going to get filled. It's a guess, which would be fine with me and crypto. Bottom line is, this stuff isn't going up anymore. I mean, it can recover, it can range, but it's probably going to go lower. And even if it doesn't go lower, it's just not going up anymore. Okay, Apple. Okay, LuxAlgo has an Elliott wave function. Clear 5-wave top, right at a take profit target. So yeah, the new phone's coming out, but as you can see by all this green money flow down there, retail FOMO'd in at the top. Warren Buffett selling, retail buying across all tech stocks. Nvidia, LuxAlgo piling on with the sell signal today. The top was when Druckenmüller sold way back in May and June, right? This whole FOMO 5-wave, yours. Retail buys the top. And in the meantime, everybody selling Bitcoin as that was happening. Ridiculous. Thank you very much. And just to drive the point home, QQQ tops at 500, just the way Nasdaq topped at 5,000. Now, if you want to see parallels between what happened with the dot-com crash, the sector rotation that occurred before any big downside happened, upside target for Bitcoin for September, and the latest thing to hit the store is hot altcoins for the next ramp. We got stuff that's up, that's going to stay up, and we got stuff that's so down, it can't help but come back. This is the future. Also, these things where the September upside target and the revolution roadmap about the decoupling between equities and crypto use the historical data machine. Okay. Now, in the event that those price points may not be for you, a regular membership at $15 a month, I have some historical data in there called the July Herd about what happens in Bitcoin from Prime Day in the middle of the month of July to the end of the month, and what kind of historical parallels there are, and what can we expect in Bitcoin. Let's just say I did this work and I turned around and I made a hot altcoin report in one day. Why did I do that? Well, you should go check that out. You should go check that out. Okay. Let's see. Hello to the Eagle King. Salute to the Eagle King. Kenny is here. Tricia, so sell Apple, please. Yeah. Yeah. It's more like rotate to Bitcoin. Just out of that stuff and into Bitcoin. Okay. Speaking of that, Bitcoin ETF inflows hit 6-week highs. Do you know what they know how to do in equities? Buy the dip. Do you want to dip Bitcoin to 60? Great. Some people think they can dip it all the way down to 58. I can't wait to see that. You'd have to have 10% down in Nasdaq for that to happen. Good. Good. I mean, we are buying every single dip until further notice, not investment advice. You wanted a dip? The dip was the crash. It's the same thing in 2020. You wanted a dip? They gave you a dip between, I think, September and Thanksgiving of 2020. And then it was up only. Now we're going to go through the same thing. Except crypto as new forms of money, which, by the way, is in the report, is in that new $27 report for hot altcoins. Stuff that came through our filters, like digital cash, storage. Oh, my God. Please. Back to Bitcoin. Every single dip, they're going to be there. Who's they? I don't know. Okay. Let's see. How about Larry? Bitcoin mining stock values rising faster than Bitcoin they produce, says JP Morgan. Huh? Did somebody you know bring up Bitcoin mining stocks? Are they in the report? Are they in that $50 report? Gee, XRP is going up and no one is interested. No one is interested. Who would have thought out of QQQ into XRP? To me, it makes sense. Out of tech, out of the crowded trade into the uncrowded trade. Matter of fact, out of the consensus, retail in Nvidia, everyone out of XRP. XRP could go to $1. XRP could go higher than that. I have that also in Patreon in the regular member section. Where did I get that from? From the historical data machine. Everything everyone is long goes down. Everything that everybody is short, sold, or underowned goes up indefinitely. Market maker Flowdesk doubled down on bets on the U.S. as things worked bleak. Yeah, you remember in 2016 when everyone was unhappy about the election and everybody moved to Canada? Gee, how's that going? Gee, remember when everyone says, oh my God, you had to leave the United States? Oh God, you got to go somewhere else? Yeah. Okay. How's that working out? Terrible. Never trade with the consensus. Never trade with the consensus. Right now, the consensus is nobody thinks crypto can go up. And if people think crypto can go up, nobody thinks it can go up a lot. I mean, yes, when the media, when it goes to 64, everybody talks about 74. I do that. But that's because I think a different target, which is also in the Patreon report, the top target for September is higher than you think it is. Let's see. We have our friends in Europe who dumped 50K Bitcoin at the low, which I said, right? This was the biggest, scariest thing ever. They tried to break the market for whatever reason, and wrong. Thank you very much. Larry took it all. He took it all. Look at what is going on in the world. Who would sell Bitcoin? Matter of fact, there's all this stuff going on in the world. You can't even talk about it, like at all. But you don't have to talk about it. You don't. You just have to buy Bitcoin. Or once Bitcoin has done its thing, you have to buy Web3. Because anybody who's going to tell me that Web3 isn't going up a lot, I'm not listening to you. I'm not even hearing it. I'm not. Okay, so legacy, they're revisiting all kinds of stuff. They're revisiting the .com problem. They're revisiting the statement by Greenspan in 1998 that the stock market was experiencing irrational exuberance, at which point the stock market proceeded to go up for another 2 years. He had to start tightening to stop it. Irrational exuberance in equities. $103 million in Solana in 24 hours. What's happening? Solana whales making major moves. This is happening. Altcoins. Out of Nvidia into Solana. Period. That's the market update. Bitwise CIO predicts Ethereum inflows. Yeah, by the way, as all this stuff in stocks is falling apart, all this money looking for a new home, where's it going? ETH. Everyone's like, oh, well, investors can't tell the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, so there's no diversification value in buying the Ethereum ETF. Oh, I see. And there's diversification value between Apple, Microsoft, Google, Nvidia, Netflix. Are you kidding me? It's all the same stuff. They're all the same business lines. There is a difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Of course there is. It's the only way for equity market people to really invest in altcoins until they develop the Solana ETF. Since when did altcoins become a dirty word and nobody wanted to invest? Do you know how long it's going to take people when they see this like equities up, crypto down thing unwind? It never should have happened per reports in the Patreon store. Normally after debates, conventions and stuff like that, equities just go down, especially after debates. Of course, equities had to go up only just to make it hard on you. But if it decoupled with stocks up, Bitcoin down, it's going to go the other way. It was stocks up, Bitcoin down, and now it's stocks down, Bitcoin up. Or it's stocks down to sideways, Bitcoin up hard, along with ETH, along with altcoins. What's going to stop it? ETH ETF expected next week, price to 3,500. A word on Ethereum at 3,500. Boring. ETH's been at 3,500 basically for 2 years. I mean, yes, there's the whole FTX interruption and return, but ETH is exactly where it was 2 years ago. And everyone is assuming altcoins cannot go up. No one's talking about it. One guy on Twitter is talking about, like, hey, let's have alt season. Let's have it. I mean, you see a 70 print in Bitcoin, you're going to have every small cap go up 50%. You know what coin is telling you that? Arrow. All these Coinbase alts mooning hard. Okay, ETH spot ETF will push ETH beyond 5K. Can you imagine what happens in this market with ETH at 5K? If ETH is at 5K, Solana could be at 400. All this money coming out of equities. By the way, Bank of Japan has to sell a whole bunch of treasury bonds while I'm on this subject. They got to sell a lot of treasury bonds because they got problems over there. And the optics on that are not good. And they got to get all that done before any potential change in our leadership. So guess who's going to take all those treasuries down? They're going to have to put high-powered money in the system. They can't have a tech stock crash right before an election. They got enough problems. I mean, they got no hope as it is. You can't have the whole market coming unglued. They're going to have to put high-powered money in the system to absorb whatever Japan has to sell. Not to mention stop the tech stocks and people from panicking. That's what I think. Now, they may have to let tech stocks go down, but if the Fed puts high-powered money in the system, ETH's going to 5K. And the dollar is already getting hammered because somebody has finally said the quiet part out loud that we want the dollar lower so our exports would be more competitive. It was one of the first things that this new guy, this particular individual with a beard, that's the first thing he said. Yeah, we want the dollar lower. That's all you have to tell the foreign exchange market. It's like, yeah, it's official policy. We want the dollar lower. Okay. They're going to wait? They're going to do it now. Google Trends shows Ethereum interest rising rapidly as the ETF approaches. What, are people stupid? People rode this whole tech stock thing and they're not just going to rotate? Love this Mt. Gox thing, right? 36% distributed to creditors, but whales keep accumulating. Yeah, people, if you have crypto to go, there's somebody big who will take it from you. And I have absolutely no idea with what's going on in the world, why somebody who's been forced to hodl for 14 years or 10 years, would sell now. Especially when they tried to crush the market and they couldn't. Meanwhile, Larry says he was wrong and Bitcoin is digital gold. Yeah, in other words, I have all the Bitcoin and you don't. Okay, Larry was on with Kramer while he was saying all this. It's like, yeah, I was wrong and now you should do Bitcoin. And thing people are not asking themselves is, who is Larry talking to when he says that? Well, like, you're like, yeah, Larry, we know you like Bitcoin now. He's trying to talk to older investors. They're trying to subtly get people out of over-owned positions over into these ETFs. MicroStrategy, I mean, of course, they're thinking of themselves, but they do this 10-for-1 stock split so the general public can get involved, right? They did a 10-for-1 stock split in Nvidia, sucked retail in. Stan Druckenmiller sold over the top of that, rightly so. Now, Larry is trying to say, hey, come on over. What do you think is going to happen when the legacy herd, when all this money that was in stocks and treasuries starts moving over into crypto? It's unbelievable, right? BlackRock draws $260 million as the Bitcoin ETF notches 8th day of inflows. People, when Bitcoin was at 48K, when this ETF came out, everybody has already forgotten, right? Everyone has already forgotten that everybody thought the ETF was priced in. And it absolutely wasn't. And it went straight up and it wound up being bigger than everybody thought. Why is that not true now? Why is it not true now that the flood of money from tech stocks is headed our way? I just absolutely don't understand it. I don't understand it. Bullish narrative erupts as XRP surges 35% this week. Let me ask you something. Where is all the XRP hyperbole on YouTube? I've seen a couple people talking about $17. Okay. You've seen, XRP top 3, XRP above Ethereum, XRP this, XRP that, I don't know, for 2 years. And then everybody gave up on XRP, Cardano, and Polkadot all in the same week. Everybody gave up on this stuff. Do you have any idea what happens to altcoins if you have ETH at 5,000, XRP at $1.50, and Solana at 250 or 400? Where's the rest of the market? It's like stratospherically higher. Stratospherically higher. Okay. Now, let's see who's here. All right. So just as a reminder, the link to Patreon is down below. The link to Patreon is down below in the description and in the comments. Please go check that out. Please check that out. All right, let's go. Let's see who else is here. Okay, we have Michelle is here. Routine Cheese. Don't sell your Bitcoin. Bob Marsh wants to take a look at Maple. Bitcoin dominance looks like it's ready to heave. Yes. Silver Freedom is here. Have you tested your new system? Okay, well, LuxAlgo comes out of the package, and my historical data system, yes, I tested it. I used it for 12 years. Now, obviously, it doesn't always work, but it does give you good probabilities. So in other words, with the thing I just put in Patreon, there's a certain outcome that's true 9 out of 10 times. I'm sorry, 9 out of 12 times. And the average of the rallies is 3 times the size than the average of the declines. So if that's true, then, it's like a risk-reward calculation. So yes, Routine Cheese notes that Zcash has been on a tear. Yes, it has. Zcash and Filecoin. I saw a tweet that says Filecoin handles the data, Zcash handles the money. Okay, again, that's the piece, that Silver Freedom that I was talking about for Silver Freedom. Okay, going to PowerPoint. Let's go. Okay, devaluing the dollar to increase exports. Hello. QQQ atop at 500. Nvidia liquidating longs at 117. Polkadot support at 5.6. BlackRock's going to use Polkadot 2.0 because of low transaction fees and high throughput. Okay. GPU for Big Rich. Okay. Notice all of these give up trades are getting unwound. It's as simple as that. Altcoin give up trades are going to get unwound, and altcoins are going to reset themselves for investment and much higher prices. I told Rich the top target is 164 in GPU. DXY looks like Meta cracking, right? Breaks 104. LuxAlgo inserts resistance, target 101. This whole year is going to get unwound in DXY. All of it. And it's just giga bullish Bitcoin. I mean, you get Bitcoin down 2%, you get a 5% decline in Solana. You just got to jump on that. You need the charts, but you don't need the charts. Okay. Here's the XRP bonus graph that I'm giving y'all, right? The XRP, the historical software, identified the recent move in XRP as being similar to what happened when XRP came off the bottom in the DeFi crash in November of 2020. XRP went up 33% in 7 days. You had 2 days to get involved, and then boom, it just went. The same thing could happen, because I don't think anybody believes what's going on in XRP. Now, stocks putting a little bit of a damper on things, but what I can tell you is some of the most beat up altcoins, Arrow, like the Uniswap of Base, destroyed from $1.20 to 40 cents back to $1. And as you rise, I'm noticing, LuxAlgo, if you go up and you put support underneath, you go up and you put support underneath. It's a little bit like what would happen with the hidden pivot analysis. I just got a little bit more modern with the LuxAlgo. By the way, that affiliate link is also in the comments. I'm making a living with this, right? When I saw this in Bitcoin, I actually did a video on it about how, go up, floor, go up, floor. That's a bottom. This is not going back down again. You'd have to have Nasdaq down 30% to wreck the bottom that you've currently got in some of these altcoins. Cardano, some comedy, right? If Cardano is holding ... Laughing at Cardano, okay, fine. Laughing at XRP, okay, right? But what happens if it holds? What happens if there's every reason to sell this stuff and it does not go down? Now, does that mean this has to moon? Not necessarily, but what happens to Solana? Arkham, pressing resistance at 1.8. I think the situation with the Germans has proved this is going to be the blockchain analytics platform, and they have done nothing but sell this stuff. Nothing. And I still don't think they believe in it. Zcash, money. Money is moving everywhere. Anything that's money is moving. This is up only. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Zcash move like this. Normally, when Zcash outperforms, the market goes down. Maybe that's true today. But again, it keeps going up and they keep inserting a floor. All this resistance is just getting broken like it's not there, which means it's not, it really isn't resistance, right? This is just one big, huge give up trade. Just giving up. Ethereum, where's the resistance? 3,800? Yeah, okay, there's some local stuff at 35. So what? The real resistance is at 3,800 because that's where the WTF decline after they released the ETF, the whole sell the fact thing. Look at this. Would you look at what these clowns did? I still can't believe you got ETH at 2,800. You had a shot at that twice. And now everyone's like, well, I don't want to buy resistance. And at 3,800, they're going to say, oh, I don't want to buy resistance. And then at 4,000, it's like, well, that's a big even number. And then at 5,000, they're going to go, well, I guess I'm going to buy in now. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these ETF guys, people in crypto do not understand how stock market people think. Every time these things go down, they're going to be on the bid. They're going to be on the bid. Everyone's like, oh, yeah, they're going to puke it out. No, they're not. They've been trained to buy the dip since 2008. Every single dip. Like, seriously, if you went to work every single day at Wall Street and every time Nvidia or any of these stocks were down, if you just bought it on like the third down day, you made money every single time. So why are they not going to do the same thing in these crypto ETFs? Solana, resistance at 161. I call it the top of a support zone, right? It's like 150 in Solana is now the floor. And if you get anything with the 150 handle, you best get it because you're going to be paying 200 in late August or higher. I mean, when you go to Patreon and you see these upside targets or you see what the July seasonals look like, and you probably already got the hint that, what the July seasonals are, but what you don't have is the extent to which Bitcoin can go. And if Bitcoin can go, Solana can 2x that. The meme coins are telling you that. WIF made a huge move. PopCat made a new high. What? The levered versions of the layer ones are telling you. SEAM, a Coinbase alt, went from 8.5 to 2 on a line, pretty much. Like from 6 to 2 on a line. And are you telling me we can't have alt season and have this go back to 4 or 6 and have this whole thing unwind itself? I mean, yeah, you can have alt season and everybody thinks alt season is 2021 where the whole market goes up. In this particular case, yes, the whole market could go up and do nothing but unwind the downtrade. Done nothing but unwind the downtrade. Look at this. Ohm. Holy cow, Mantra. You think they're doing tokenized treasuries? Yeah, you have LuxAlgo pause signals because it's outperformed, but money flow is just going green on the daily. They're starting to come back into this thing. I mean, this is what happens when you have a fundamental value proposition after people puke it out. So they puked it out in June, and then in July, it just took off. This is what can happen in all of crypto. Do you know how many instruments can make new highs by September? Like new highs, like stuff that never went down. The Patreon report has got this coin, that's a hint, and like one or two other coins that just aren't going lower. Someone's asking me, look at Bonk, new all-time high. Yeah, why not? I mean, that's not my first choice, but they're taking leveraged altcoins higher. Total 3. Resistance in total 3, around 600 billion. However, LuxAlgo, the simple Elliott wave tool. Okay, so total 3 topped out, altcoins in March. Then you went A, B, C. All done automatically for you. And LuxAlgo was picking the bottom, trying to pick the bottoms, right? With this X, that's what the Elliott wave tool does. And, you know, it eventually catches the bottom. It caught the bottom of that A leg as well. You know, Elliott wave is hit or miss. The correction in altcoins is over. You're like, wow, but you got a lot of lines on that chart. Don't worry about it. The correction is over. Yes, there's resistance. Okay. What? Solana and Ethereum aren't going to go through the resistance? Please. Total 2. This is total crypto market cap without Bitcoin. So it's essentially ETH, XRP, and Solana. There's a floor underneath the market around 1 trillion. And 1 trillion is not a lot of money anymore. It isn't. It's just a normal big cap stock. I mean, back in 2021, it was like, oh my God, we're at 1 trillion. Now it's like, okay. It's like the new 1 trillion. The new 1 trillion is 3 trillion. 3 trillion is the new 1 trillion. Like at 3 trillion, we go, oh, okay, that's a lot. Total 2 can go up $250 billion in market cap straight back to its high. And how does that happen? 5,000 ETH, 400 Solana, or both? Simple. And when should you get long for that? Now on stock market down days. So yeah, you can do Moonboy TA, but you know, as I'm talking on July 17th, this is when you got to get interested. And frankly, when I'm looking at YouTube numbers, Twitter, all this stuff, people are not interested yet, which is another reason to get interested. Yes, they are starting to look at Ethereum online, but everybody looking, nobody putting, meaning, you know, money has not hit the market yet at all. Ondo outperformed, went down, and it's way off its high. Okay, Ondo's at $1 something. Its high was like $1.50. I mean, how is this not going to go higher once BlackRock starts making announcements again? Or something transpires in legacy where people go, oh, wow, we got to get on chain. I'm seeing talk of who they want for the new Secretary of the Treasury. Not my first choice, but I wonder if they want somebody at Wall Street that actually knows the extent of the problem. This real world asset stuff is going to go up, in my opinion, so hard. Like the #1 pick of the $27 report was Mantra. And that is the market update. Okay. I'm going straight to live TA right now. Okay. Please have a look at Maker. Okay. So I will just be blunt because I know somebody was asking about Maple. You know, if you think you might like anything related to DeFi, anything related to finance, and this market gives you, like stock market, monkey market gives you a dip, just take it. Just take it from them. Okay. So 20-hour chart of Maker straight up. Okay. Support at 2650. Okay. Let's look at a daily chart. Sometimes that's easier. You know, again, LuxAlgo buy signal on the 13th. The first take profit target, it just got to that, which was like 30.65. Right? This is why LuxAlgo is great. And then 34.16 above that. And then you go to a weekly chart and you look at this and you realize that whatever this rally is really isn't anything. I mean, meaning it's not up that much. I mean, it went up and then it corrected and it's not running away from you by any stretch of the imagination. And on the weekly chart, money flow is about to go green. I mean, look at the amount of money that came into this thing on the last bull run. And what do you think is going to happen? Again, what do you think is going to happen? You think we don't need a new form of finance? Oh, okay. You've been watching the news lately? Is all this like weird stuff that's going on that nobody can explain? Like there's no explanation for all the weird stuff that's going on in the world right now. There isn't. And it doesn't have to be because you just buy crypto. I mean, it's low stress. Like, oh, I got to figure this out. Oh, what does this mean? Yeah, it means dollar lower and crypto higher. That's it. Okay, Maple. Again, everyone gives up. They were selling this thing. The main part of the give up was in May, and they just kept on selling it. And you have bullish divergence on this oscillator matrix, right? This thing draws the bullish divergence for you. I mean, this is incredible, this chart, right? You had the bullish divergence, and they actually made another new low anyway, which is why this is just up only. It's just up only, man. Any of this DeFi stuff, like pick one and go for it. And some of this stuff is there's a lot of other coins, which again is in the report. So I would advise you get over there quickly. We actually did some work where we found the most oversold coins, like charts that were just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Okay, Dusk. Now, Dusk is somewhat different. So the good news is Dusk has a buy signal 3 days ago. There is resistance up top. So this is not a runaway freight train. But will you look at this capitulation? Would you look at this capitulation? People are just absolutely giving up. They're just like, oh yeah, I'm not doing it anymore. Okay, Bitcoin by request. Bitcoin has a support floor underneath it at 64K. I don't understand what the rationale is to sell Bitcoin or even wait for Bitcoin to go lower. Why would it go lower? Except for the fact that, you know, it might be overbought at a tactical level. Honestly, who cares? On the way down, I was like, preserve capital so you don't get killed, so you have money to go back in. Now, guess what? Go back in. Okay, so the real victim of Mt. Gox could be Bitcoin Cash, right? Kind of a bummer that this has got this overhang. I'm looking at a 4-hour chart here and then just pulling up the 20-hour in Bitcoin Cash. You know what? I don't think it's terrible. I do think July 4th was a bottom. You know, low 300s, I thought was a buy. But they got to take out this. This is his whole idea of the previous fourth. So LuxAlgo does draw Elliott wave. So does DeMark. Okay, the previous fourth wave, basically that is where the give up trade starts from. That was 404. If you can take that out by even a cent, the downtrend's over. But until you take it out, the downtrend's not over. But like I said, you know, this has got a Mt. Gox problem. But if it survives the Mt. Gox problem, every form of money is going higher. Every single form of money is going higher. Period. End of story. Because it's either going to be payment rails or it's just going to be, hey, let's just accept a different form of money. And that includes meme coins. And that includes, oh my God, I'm not sharing screen. And that includes meme coins about people. Okay. So we'll go through this quickly. Bitcoin Cash, 404. It has to get above that. My bad. Bitcoin, support underneath at 64K. I cannot come up with a reason to sell this. I cannot come up with a reason to sell this. I cannot. Okay. Maker, not so if he's Maple, support underneath at 15. If they hit it on these 20-hour charts, which again has been a LuxAlgo bonanza, Maker, support underneath the market. I mean, all day. All day. Okay, Jamie wants to know, are we in a bull run? Yes. You just had a crash. Now you're moving the other way. SwiftCoin. A Coinbase alt. Okay, I don't have anything exciting here yet. Money flow is about to go positive on like a longer term chart. Don't have anything exciting yet. However, it is a Coinbase alt. Sorry about the screen share. All right. Dusk. I forgot Dusk. Let me go back to Dusk. Matter of fact, we'll do real world assets in general while we're there. Dusk. Massive capitulation. Massive. That's what this red thing is on LuxAlgo, right? Goldfinch. Support underneath the market. You can only hope they hit it down there. Money pouring in, perhaps excessively. I'll take the dip. Ondo, way off of its highs, $1.41, the target. You know, I can just, you know, rip through this stuff. Right? Somebody said DXY 90, Big Rich. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Right? Don't forget, turn on alerts so you know when we're going live. Dogecoin, Elon, money flow, starting to go green. I mean, if you have a new high in Bonk and Popcat, how do you not have a new high? How do you not have Doge go crazy? Previous fourth wave in Doge is 12.8 cents. Don't think this can't happen, because it is, and the stock market is giving you time to get in, right? The stocks, tech stocks are probably going lower. Tech stocks are probably never going to see these highs again. Wonderful. It's just like, hey, let me give you a chance. Okay. Just so you know, Arrow, like I said, the most beat up alt ever, above resistance. I'm sorry, above support, which is being put in as the market goes down. I'm sorry, as the market goes up. Okay. I even noticed WorldCoin, talking about forms of money, WorldCoin. Okay. EMS on the show. Steve's like, no one is touching Uni. Yeah. No one is touching Uni yet. Until all you need on Uni is the first big investment bank to come in and do a trade. Okay. Cosmos. No one interested in Cosmos. Huh? Okay. So you got the bottom on July 4th, right? Down here. Now you got money flow starting to come in and go green. Money flow hasn't been green in Cosmos since March, when everybody was paying $10 or $12. Yeah, there's a little bit of resistance here at 7. The real resistance is up at 8. This is when you get in. This is when you say, you know what? I'm going in. Everybody's afraid to buy the market just because it's up a little bit. Don't worry about that. You want to know who bought this low? No one. It looked so horrible down here. It went down, and then it was still, they just kept leaning on it. Why? Because the market never trades good at a low. It never looks good at a low. That's why it's a low. It looked terrible. It looked terrible. The chosen one, DGen. You know what, man? When this comes back, it's going to do arrow. It's going to do an arrow when it comes back. Everybody gave up on this whole SocialFi thing. Wrong. Seriously, wrong. Now, I don't have anything going on here on DGen. I do have a very interesting upside price target at 10 cents. Money flow is still red, but that could change. I still think when this whole SocialFi, AI, DPIN, decentralized storage, all this stuff, I mean, do you want a single point of failure anywhere? So there's resistance at 7 cents. That's where the whole give up trade started from. Right? I don't have anything glaring on DGen right this second, except for the fact that the bottom was in on July 4th in a big way, and money flow may start to go green. In my opinion, unless it's like dead money, which I don't think DGen is, the worse it trades, the higher it's going to go when it ramps. Okay, Avalanche. Just looking for stuff. Like, I am looking for any reason. Somebody brought up Filecoin. Looking at Filecoin. I don't know why I can't find Filecoin. Same thing, right? It breaks out. It makes a return move all in one candle in one day, right on top of support. Again, LuxAlgo inserting support on everything that's going higher. Routine Cheese thinks people are sleeping on Synthetix. Dude, people are sleeping on this whole market. People are sleeping on altcoins. That's why I wanted to come out with like the alt season report, even though it's not going to get as much traction. Like, I want to come out with it now so that people are like, okay, let's get involved. You know, first I was like, hey, let's not get bearish, but let's be careful. Now I'm like, start pushing in. Synthetix, to be honest with you, really has to get above $2.10. Like, that's the level. Like, if you want the downtrend to officially be over, it's $2.10. Money flow just starting to come in. Oh my God, Rune. Look at how much room Rune has to go to get to resistance. It's like 575 to unwind the give up trade. And I think they took out the previous fourth, or they just touched it, right? They just touched it, right? Right at 434. Anything cross-chain, or they're calling it omni-chain now. Anything cross-chain. Just take it for them. Lawrence, is Dogecoin dead? No. My God. Elon is going to bring SpaceX. Let's get Doge up here. Elon is going to bring SpaceX and Twitter to Austin. How long do you before you think he brings Doge with it? I said to CoinDesk, and they thought it was real catchy, that Dogecoin could wind up being like the official coin of Twitter town. How long do you think they have before they have payment rails going on Twitter? Seriously, how long? I mean, everyone is like glued to Twitter to the point where I'm actually getting tired of having to sit there on Twitter for 12 hours to get news versus watching a newscast. But the fact of the matter is, all the news is on Twitter. And if all the news is on Twitter, then all the payment systems and everything else, and Doge is not dead. Doge is absolutely not dead. Big Rich reminding you to hit the like button. Keep this stream moving. Patreon, keep Patreon moving. Patreon, patreon.com/unhinged crypto. Simply put, I need your support. It helps keep the stream moving. It helps keep the stream moving. It helps keep everything moving. I just typed it into the chat. Okay, let's sum this up. What is the best time to get long? What is the best time to think about alt season? What is the best time to think about 100K Bitcoin? When there are other distractions, when stocks are down, when there's weird news on the tape, that's when you think about it. That's when you go, okay, yeah, you know what? When this is down or this is dipping, I'm grabbing it. If you wanted the cosmic dip, the cosmic grand dip has happened. If you didn't buy, it's okay. Like in 2021, if you bought it at Christmas after missing the Thanksgiving bottom, you did just fine. And if Nasdaq goes down 15% and they blow out Bitcoin to 60K, excellent. Even if you got stopped out, I just don't. I mean, of course I care. It's your P&L. It's our P&L. Err on the side of taking risk, because crypto and Web3, especially if the dollar going down is going to be official economic policy, they have told you what to do. Gian from Switzerland, welcome. I got to go. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. Please visit Patreon.